Does everyone have their microphone on? Mic check.
1.
My dad has syphilis.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are Basic Teen TV. We're a weekly podcast talking about 90s teen TV dramas. We're talking about Dawson's Creek. That's the show we've been talking about. We're into season 5. What?
Episode 6.
We're talking about Dawson's Creek.
Still.
That's the show we've been talking about.
For a long time. And we still got like 18 more seasons to go. It never
And
ends.
we're still at it.
And we're still at
Dawson's
it, guys.
Creek.
We're still on our
at it.
Dawson's Creek grind.
We follow them into retirement. They're still bitching about fucking who's going to be.
Dawson and Joey.
Yeah,
Ugh.
they're still fucking at it, even though they're like 53 now. You guys
Never ends.
Yeah, you guys either get together or don't, but I figure it out. Why have you not figured
And
it out by
stop
now?
filming it
Yeah.
and airing it on TV. We're done. I don't need to see this.
All right. Season 5, episode 6 is the episode we're going to talk about tonight. My name is Melissa.
I'm Cyndi.
I'm Victoria.
All right, guys, let's get into it.
I'm mad about it.
You're mad about being Victoria?
I'm mad about Dawson's Creek.
Oh, okay. I'm Victoria and I'm mad about it.
Hey, it's the third episode. It gets sloppy from here on out.
It's the 3rd episode of this recording. Yes.
It's every third episode gets sloppy.
I mean, it gets sloppy because we've all had a few. This episode is called High Anxiety, which I think is directly talking about Dawson because it's always about Dawson.
It's his creek.
It's his creek.
I know. I'm sorry.
We're all just swimming in it.
That was dumb of me to say because it's always about Dawson. High Anxiety. So for this episode, let's see. The main things that we're going to talk about. Well, I guess we can just, since it is Dawson's Creek, let's just start with Dawson's situation. So
Still reeling from the death of his father.
death of his father.
The death of his,
Oh no! Oh
Still
no!
reeling.
Oh no!
still reeling from the
death of his father.
oh god, still
It's
reeling
happening.
from
It's
the death
happening.
of his father, and he goes to the doctor, and he's like, "I've been having weird symptoms where I get all fucking choked up and sweaty and nauseous and freaked out," and he's like, "Oh, you're having panic attacks." He's like, "How long has it been since your dad died?" He's like, 1 month. And he's like, "That's not very long. Have you seen a therapist?" And he's like, "Nah, dude."
Dawson's like, I don't think this is any. I think these episodes don't have anything to do with my dad's death. And the doctor's like, well, stress manifests itself in different ways. So here's a prescription to go see a shrink.
I have a thing to say about this.
Okay.
The doctor was like, here's a prescription to go see a shrink. And it's Dr. Weir, I think. Weir.
Oh, wow. Of all the names to recall, you can recall a random doctor.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I
But
don't
you
know why.
don't remember
I don't know why that stood out to me.
Joey's roommate's name.
Busy Phillips.
Busy
Keep
Phillips.
calling her Busy Phillips.
This doctor was like, yeah, Dr. Weir is the best in the business. They do grief therapy specifically. And Dawson was like, okay, well, where are they? And the doctor was like, they're in Boston. And Dawson was like, okay, well, Boston's kind of far. Is there any place closer that I could see? And the doctor was like, actually, no.
He's like, you can go to Providence.
You can go to Providence. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's one therapist in the state?
Yeah,
Providence is in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah, he'd have to go out of the state for that
There
one.
are 2 therapists in all of New England.
I think there's just no good therapists in Cape Side because it's a town full of assholes.
Also, the doctor made it clear that like this particular psychologist that he's prescribing deals specifically with grief.
Right. The other thing was he buzzes his. Oh my God, Cindy's losing it.
Yeah.
He buzzes his doctor assistant nurse or whatever, and he's like, "Get Dawson an appointment." What? Oh my God.
I think Cyndi, what is happening?
Get it together.
I don't understand.
Get it together.
What is happening right now?
I don't even know.
What are you laughing at?
Victoria like said something weird.
What did I say?
Oh God, this is we haven't even been talking about
I don't know,
5
Victoria
minutes.
just like said something. It was very subtle, but it came out weird, and no one addressed it. And then I just kept.
We don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know, but then I just kept replaying over and over in my head.
What was
about,
it?
Well, I don't know. I've already forgotten. But I was just replaying what Victoria said earlier about how this episode was going to be like blah, 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 blah. And then I just kept replaying that.
Oh.
And then I was trying not to laugh because we're like recording something. And then trying not to laugh made me laugh. And then I was just laughing at me trying not to laugh.
Okay, you need to get it together. 'cause
Okay,
I'm trying to make some points here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can we rewind? Because I wasn't listening to anything that
Okay.
anyone just said.
The point that I was trying to make
Yes.
was that the doctor was like, "You need to. I'm writing you a prescription to go see this therapist in Boston." And then he's like, "Brr, "Hey, Judy at the front desk, get Dawson an appointment." And she comes in like 30 seconds later, and she's like, "You've got an appointment for 5 p.m. tomorrow." And I'm like, "What world do you
I don't
live
think
in?"
it works like this.
No, what world do you live in where you can get a therapist that quickly and easily and get an appointment? They obviously don't live in New York City in 2013 because it is not that easy.
I mean, also especially because if there's only 2 therapists
Exactly.
close by, you would think that those 2 are booked up.
For months.
There's
Yeah.
only 2 therapists in all of New England.
That's it.
But Dawson has an appointment for 5 p.m. the next day.
For the best one.
Best one ever. Get on a
Dr.
train.
Weir.
Go see this bitch. So he does that. He gets on a train. He goes up to see her. He tells Joey, "Hey, I'm coming in."
Yeah, he calls Joey to be like, "Hey, I'm coming in." He hesitates to tell her why he's coming into town.
Well, because he's embarrassed.
Well, sure. Oh, can I just point out something really, really quickly? And Cyndi, you might know this since you went to film school.
Go on.
So there's this scene where he's already left the doctor's office, and he comes into a room in his house, and he's like staring at the phone, or he's staring at something. I mean, it's a phone, but there's this weird film trick where the foreground and the background move in opposite directions.
So if
it's like,
you say you have a subject here and you physically move the camera towards the subject but change your focal length at the same time, it creates like a dissociative
yes,
effect.
It was-
And that's how you do it. You have to physically move the camera but move the focal length in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you can
And
move to like a wider angle. So if you're like moving from a telephoto to a wide angle while moving closer, keeping your subject in the same relative position,
All right.
the background then spreads out.
Yeah, it had a very surreal effect. And I was like, wow, this is new for Dawson's Creek. They've not done this before.
trying some new tricks.
Trying
They got a new
trying
DP,
some new
and he's
tricks.
like, "Hey guys,
Yeah, they got like an increased budget and they're like, let's get a
It seemed
good
to
DP
really-
and try some shit.
I mean,
Right.
based on that description now, it seems like a really odd moment to try and use that trick because they've never done it before, and B, it was just like to me that kind of like a film that method of filming seems like it would work for maybe like an out of body type of experience.
Yeah.
and
Right.
not like he was just looking at a phone.
right. It's supposed to create a feeling of unease.
Yeah, I mean it was. Yeah, I
Right.
mean I got that feeling, but it just
I
didn't.
got that feeling.
It just. I was like, why? It was almost just kind of like, hey, let's try this. Let's try this new thing.
Just
Bruh.
pop it in here,
Let's
right
do it.
here.
All right, we'll just do it right here.
when do you want to do it,
yeah.
bro? Right here's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, right now. Let's do it now.
Okay, well that's cool to know how that works. So the Dawson goes to Boston. He calls up Joey and says that he's coming into town, but he's hesitant to tell her why he's coming into town. But he's just kind of like, yeah, I'll give you a call when I get in. He also says like, oh, I'm going to stay at Jen and Jack's, and of course that sends Joey off into
Yeah, she's like, why doesn't he want to stay with me?
right.
She goes to Audrey and like, blah, blah, blah. And then Audrey's like, this isn't about you, right?
Oh yeah, another moment where Joey makes it about her. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
That's what she does. It's all about her.
That's what she does.
She's like, this is about me. Like my best friend and love interest is having a crisis, and it's really important that I do the things that are right so that I look good and that I am performing well in this situation and that I feel good about what I've done. And what he is him. I don't care. Like,
he is him.
He is him. He just is. Dawson is swimming around in his creek, and I am Joey, and I am worried about optics.
I'm worried about me.
So she's all like waiting for him to call, and he rolls in. He shows up at God damn it, it's getting sloppy.
Here it is.
Jen,
I mean, it's already happened.
Jen and Jax, and they're like, we're fucking go to frat party, and
well, I think the scene that happens before is that he goes to the therapist's office and he enters just like an empty waiting room, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, there's no receptionist.
There's no one
there to greet him.
Yeah, there's no intake forms that he has to fill out first or something.
Yeah, like
that's kind of typical. Like I've been to many,
really?
Yeah, I've been to many therapists like that. Like
they don't have a receptionist?
No. It's usually in like a adapted apartment somewhere, and you just show up.
But is it like that in Cape Side? Or no, he's in Boston.
He's in Boston.
So like
that's been my experience. Every therapist I've been to, that's been my experience. It's like in a building that's like mixed use, like half residential, half offices, and like some of the apartments have been turned into therapist offices.
I guess that's true for my one experience in Baltimore.
Yeah, you just roll in, like, but you do all the forms online, or you do them once you get in there, but you just show up and there's just a room and you just sit there, and they have those like white noise machines so you can't hear what's going on in the next room.
Oh yeah.
And you just sit there and you wait for somebody to come out, like the therapist to come out. It's just a therapist and you in an apartment.
Oh, so they don't have an admin or anything?
No, it's not like it's not like a doctor's office.
Oh.
It's just a therapist has rented a space to see people in.
Okay.
And Dawson is not having this though.
No, yeah, he's
getting
like
impatient.
Super awkward.
Well,
he's like hitting buttons.
He sees a little like some sort of keypad on the side table, and he like presses the button and nothing happens. He presses it again and nothing happens, and then he sits there, and then he's just like, fuck this, and he leaves. And what he decides to do is, I guess he goes back to
well, he tells Joey when he calls her, he's like, hey, I'm actually in town this weekend. And Joey was like, oh, do you want to stay with me? You can stay here. And he's like, actually, I was going to stay with Jen and Jack.
Yeah, that was before he showed up in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this brings me to a point I want to make very quickly. Graham's house is becoming an actual dramatic, like, flop house. Toby and Jack got into their whole disagreement, their whole little outburst in the living room at Graham's.
Right.
And now Dawson is showing up, and like whenever drama is happening, now it's happening at Graham's house.
Well,
did she know she was signing up for this?
She must have known, because she
Yeah,
literally
she had to have
sold
known.
her old lady house to get like a townhouse in Boston to
live
with two college kids.
Yeah, I was going to say, in which she knew that both Jen and Jack were going to be living there. So she should assume that their friends would.
She's inviting the drams.
Yeah.
The drams.
Maybe she
The
likes
drams,
the,
yeah.
the Grams.
The Graham's drams.
Maybe she likes it that way. Maybe it makes her feel young to be.
maybe.
It also makes her feel useful.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say youthful.
No, useful.
Useful.
Yeah,
Youth. It makes her feel youthful.
She's so useful.
So Dawson comes back over to the house, and Jack and Jen are still like not speaking.
Dawson also doesn't announce that he's going to be flopping at Graham's.
Oh yeah,
he just shows up. And Jen's like,
oh, that's right.
Hey, what are you doing here? And he's like,
it's I'm staying here.
He's like, don't you mind? Would Grams mind if I crashed here? Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Who's a fucking call ahead? Why are these kids so rude? Like, if you're gonna show up somewhere for a weekend, you gotta let somebody know.
Of course.
They're all entitled white kids.
Yeah, he's like, I'm staying here. That's cool, right? And they're like, all right. And then Jack's like, you want to go fucking get some brewskis with the bros? And Dawson's like, hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it, bro. Let's do it,
so then
bro.
cut to like the frat house where they're just like drinking out of like plastic pitchers. And
Yeah, they're
like,
supposed to be playing a game, but I saw no rules, no structure. They're just chugging beer from
yeah,
a
they're
pitcher.
like crowded around a table and they're like chug, chug, chug.
I
and,
also
like,
noticed that there was only one girl in that entire scene. This wasn't even like.
I thought it was supposed to be I thought it was the fraternity.
It was the fraternity house.
yeah, so I think there was like one stray
There was
girlfriend there.
one solo girl there. I was like, dude, I would not be the only girl there. I would have brought some girlfriends with me. Like
maybe
I
she
wouldn't
didn't know. Maybe she showed up unannounced too and was
I
like,
would-
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
she probably did.
I
I
would
mean, that's
not-
the theme.
I would not have flown solo to a fucking frat house. No way.
maybe
I've
she-
never even been in a frat house.
Yeah, me neither.
Well,
But I
or
imagine
a sorority house.
I
I
imagine
don't even know
it's-
what they're like.
I was in a sorority and I went to plenty of fraternity parties in college. But they were legit parties where it was like co-ed, like equal number of girls and boys.
I got the impression that this wasn't an official party. It was just a night.
Okay.
Like every night was like this.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it was just like a bro night, and then there was like a stray girlfriend there.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember the actor comedian? Was this his name? Andy Dick? Was that his name?
Well, there is an Andy Dick.
Right. Okay.
The little guy,
Little guy.
Blonde
right?
hair.
Blonde hair.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Do you recall?
I just wasn't sure if that was his real, if that was his name.
That's
Like,
his name.
Okay.
Andy Dick.
So Andy Dick had a performance at Syracuse one evening, and I didn't go see it, but I was at a frat party that night, and he was there. He like
At the party?
He was at the party.
Like after his like comedy
After-
performance, he went to a frat party.
After his comedy performance on campus, he then decides to go to some dingy, dirty frat party.
Did he seem fucked up on something like drugs?
No.
Cocaine.
I mean, he probably was, but no, he seemed perfectly normal and fine and just like almost kind of like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why did I agree to come here? Like, but I mean, like, you know, Andy Dick is not like, you know, an A-list celebrity person. And like, but I just remember like walking into that party. I'm like, yeah, it's just a normal, your everyday frat party on a Saturday night. And like,
And Andy Dick is there.
Andy Dick is there.
What in
I
the
was
fuck?
I know.
it was the kind of on brand for Andy Dick.
Yeah.
It definitely
Like
does.
he did his performance, and then some bros were like, "You're so cool. You want to come to a party?" And
We
he's
got
like,
Coke.
Yeah,
and he's
was
like, okay, that
yeah.
sounds.
He's like, I'm down. He's like, where are the drugs?
Yeah.
where are the barely legal chicks? I'm into it. Let's do this.
Yeah, I just remember it was very my seeing him was very like quick and swift. Like
How long was he? How long was he there?
I don't know, because like I said, like I was about to say, like my seeing him happened so fast. I remember I was probably following another one of my friends around, like we were trying to find our other friends, and it was literally like we were in some sort of kind of tight hallway, and I'm walking through, and there's a ton of people. I remember there being a shit ton of people there, and then I see him, and I'm like, holy shit, that's Andy Dick, and then I just walk away, like I walk past him.
I just Googled Andy Dick to see what he's up to recently. Andy Dick arrested and charged with public intoxication, failing to register as a sex offender. January 13th, 2023. So this is on brand. Like I
Yeah.
said, Andy Dick showed up to that party because there would be drugs
And young girls.
and 18-year-old tits.
Yeah, he could
Young
be a predator.
girls. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember being like, even to myself thinking like, what the fuck is he doing here? Like, that's weird. Like, it was weird. I remember feeling weird that he was there.
You should
You
have,
should-
you should have
Yeah.
felt weird that he was
So
there.
I'm glad my radar was up on him.
He was on the hunt
Yeah, probably.
for things that he shouldn't have been at whatever age he was when he was there, probably 30 or 35
Yeah.
at a frat party, to be like, how old are you? How old are you? Are you 18? You're 19? Perfect. Where are the drugs?
That's so gross.
It's gross. I wonder who he hooked up with that night.
Oh God. Ugh. I don't even like. I mean, like, I'm sure that he did, but like,
It wasn't you, right?
No.
You're not about to.
Oh, God.
You didn't
no.
lose your virginity to Andy Dick, did you?
You're like, guys, now seems like the most appropriate time to tell you.
We've known you
That-
for like 10 years, and you're like, guys, guess what?
I lost my virginity to Andy Dick.
Dick. No. No. Like, I've never found that man attractive. There's no way in hell. I don't care what level celebrity he was. No way in hell I would. No. Oh, thinking about it kind of grosses me out.
Well,
that's my college frat party story. That's the only
That's
fun.
fun.
That's the only celebrity I've ever seen at a frat party. Andy fucking Dick.
I mean, I've never seen any
Emphasis on-
celebrity
That's
at a
probably
college
the
party.
only celebrity that would ever go to a frat party.
Probably, yeah. Well, like Victoria said, it's on brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's on brand.
Yeah. So Dawson proceeds to get hammer time at the frat house. Earlier on in the episode, and we can talk about this more in depth a little bit later, but like Pacey's boss comes to him again and asks him if he can use the boat, and Pacey's like, nope, sorry, it's not a good night. I'm throwing a party. And so the whole restaurant, that waitress Karen is like, hey everybody, Pacey's having a party on his boat. And so going back to the frat house, Jack and all of his frat bros and Dawson, who have already been drinking heavily, show up to Pacey's boat party.
Oh, but while he's there, Joey tries to call him, and he like steps aside and sees that it's her, and is like, decline.
He opened his flip phone.
He looks at it. He's like, and then they're like, yo, Dawson, it's your turn to chug from the plastic pitcher. And he's like, okay. And like, doesn't answer her call and continues to drink. And then they go to the boat party.
Right.
But I made a note that Dawson is really becoming a full grown man in this episode. He's doing all the right things, taking all the right steps to become like a true adult man in society. He's avoiding necessary therapy. He's stuffing down all of his emotions and feelings
With alcohol.
And he's chugging beer from pitchers and avoiding the people that love him the most. He's really blossoming into male adulthood.
Fully on track to become a well-adjusted grown man.
Yeah, he's doing all the right things.
So they go to the Pacey's boat party, and he shows up and he sees Joey and he's like, "Oh, I was supposed to call you. I'm so sorry I didn't call you."
And this part's really, really cool. Dawson is his best self when he's hammered. He's like funny.
Yeah, but he was. This was not a funny moment.
I know, but it kind of was.
He's like, "Oh, Joey, I was supposed to call you. I'm really sorry." He's like, "Let me call you now. I'm gonna call you right now."
Yeah, she's standing right in front of him.
And so he gets her voicemail, and he proceeds to leave her a message the same way that she left the message for him. And he was like, "Oh, hey, it's Dawson. I didn't call you. I'm sorry. I'm calling you now. I'm leaving you a message. The same way you left me a message that time where you said that we were done, and I didn't get it until later. And then I wanted to come back and leave LA film
For
school
you.
to be with you. And like, if you hadn't left that message, maybe I'd still be in LA. And maybe if I was still in LA, my dad wouldn't be dead. LOL," and like hangs up. And then another dude in the corner is like, "Hey Dawson, it's your turn to drink from the pitcher again." And he like scampers off, and Joey is like,
What in the
"Did
fuck?
Dawson just blame his father's death on me?"
Yeah, he did.
And then cut to the next morning, just like that. Cut to the next morning, and Dawson's like wakes up with Pacey
on the boat.
on the boat still, and Pacey tries to give him some like fucking Tabasco egg white concoction to be like, all the fucking restaurant people drink this to get over their hangovers. You should have one. And he's like, I feel like I did something bad last night. And Pacey's like, oh yeah, you did. You're real bad. And then cut to like an hour later, and he is like meeting up with Joey on like the streets of downtown Boston. He's like, I feel like I owe you an apology. I'm really sorry. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And then that's it.
And
I'm
that's
like,
that.
And then that's that. And I'm like, dude.
But she kisses him. She
Oh,
kisses
yeah.
him.
I wanted to talk about this too, because Joey was like, Dawson.
Oh my God.
Dawson was like, yeah, so I have to tell you this thing. I really thought that if I left film school and I came here, then I could take a second shot at a life together with you. But then, my dad died, and all of that went out the window, like all of these fantasies. And now I don't know if I can ever get it back again. And she was like, oh, it's okay. You'll get it back. And then she kissed his lifeless lips. Like she kissed his face, and he just stood there like a dead person receiving a kiss. And then she hugged him. And that was that. And she saw him off.
Yeah.
But have you ever kissed a dead person before? I haven't.
No.
But I would imagine that's what it would be.
That's what it looked like on screen.
Yeah, he just was standing there and didn't he wasn't kissing her back. He just stood there and
Well,
she kissed.
he's a little dead inside right now because his dad died.
He's also basically telling her like, whatever I thought was happening here, like it's
arbitrary and it doesn't even matter at all.
It's not on my radar right now. Like he's clearly traumatized from his dad's death, and he just doesn't have the words for it or know how to process it or understand it.
And should you kiss someone who is traumatized?
No, and she's like, don't worry, we'll be together. Like she has the fucking goal.
Right.
She's trying to get him back, and she wants to be with him, and she's like, I'm just gonna fucking throw it all out there. And he's like, I
was gonna say, I think with that kiss is that's exactly what she was telling him. Like, you take your time, you'll find your way back, and when you do, I'll be here.
Yeah.
That's what that kiss was saying.
But I would never kiss someone whose parent just died. I don't know. It just seems a little inappropriate. I mean, especially after they just said that they're like dead inside.
Right. And also kind of saying like,
and they don't know what they're doing.
My feelings for you have changed. And it's not because of you, but because I've had this outside of our relationship, I've had this traumatic experience.
A life-altering event has happened.
Right, yeah.
And she's like, okay, now seems like a great time to put my face on his face. She's see what happens.
Also making it about her.
Yeah, she's also...
Yeah, she's such a bitch.
Making it about her. She's like, this is what I want. So I'm just going to let you know. And even though you just blame me for your father's death and told me that you're not interested in me anymore, I'm going to go ahead and shoot my shot. Now's a good time to shoot my shot. I'm not going to listen to anything that you just said. And I'm just going to shoot my shot. And he's like... if I can go back to
and then they kind of
can't handle this shit.
I don't know how you guys felt about it, but the longing stare that they have, like right before he gets on the train, just went on way too long.
I missed that.
They stared at each other for so long without saying any words. I'm like, how long is this going to end soon? Like, how long are they going to stare at each other?
Awkward.
Like, they've already called last call on that train. You better get on that train. You're going to miss it.
I think I missed that scene because I was rushing to get ready to come over because I waited until the last minute to watch all of Dawson's Creek.
I mean, I'll admit I watched all 3 episodes last night. It was tough. It was tough.
I win. I watched almost all 3.
I win
today.
All 3 today?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Okay. So let's talk about the drams
real drams.
That is Charlie.
Oh, yes. This was the most entertaining part of the episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, because Dawson's drama. We're sorry, Mitch.
I mean,
rest in peace.
Yes,
R.I.P. Mitch.
R.I.P. Mitch, but like, it's all circling back to the drams between Joey and Dawson, and it's getting very tired.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Hey guys, either fuck or get off the pot.
You're right. They haven't even fucked yet. They have not even had sex.
Yeah.
These two have not had sex.
He's never even seen her tits. Let's move on.
He's never seen her tits?
No,
I don't think
she
so.
took her shirt off one time.
But that was in front of Jen.
No, there was one time that she like
Jen.
climbed in his window and was like, "Let's do it. Let's have sex." And she took her shirt off and she was just in her little tiny bra.
That was a bra. That wasn't boobs.
That's what I'm saying. She was in a bra, and then he was like, "No," because I just got my fucking dick sucked by
a transient.
By a stripper.
By a stripper
transient
that
stripper.
turned out to be Jen's half sister that we've never discussed again. And I ran my boat
Let's
into
bring
a
it up one more
dock
time.
because I was getting my dick sucked. And then you climb in my window and you
Mm-hmm.
want to have sex, and like, now's not a good time. You keep shooting your shot at the wrong moments.
Oh, that's true. She has been shooting her shot at the wrong moments.
She's failing.
Consistently.
Consistently not reading the room and just
Yeah.
being like, here's my bra. Here's my mouth.
Here's my little baby tits in a bra. You like what you see?
And he's like, no, I don't actually. Yeah, you pick all the wrong moments, Joey. You're really pissing me off. All right, let's talk about Charlie.
So Charlie.
And Jen.
So this was another thing we were discussing before we started recording. So Jen has a plan. And that plan is to catch Charlie in his lie that he is cheating on her. Because like we mentioned in the last episode, Jen has proof. She has seen Charlie cheating on her with another girl exiting his dorm room, and they're kissing out in the hallway. So this episode, she's all dolled up. She's got a little flower in her hair. She's got some bright red lips, some seduction lipstick on. And she's
without the basket this time. No muffin basket.
No muffin basket this time. She strides over to Charlie's dorm room, and she kind of plays it like she's got some like flasher, like she's wearing an overcoat.
Yeah, like a trench coat
Yeah.
or something.
So
and she opens it and she's just got on like a modest dress underneath.
Right.
She's got like a shirt and
Like a
little
tank top and a
skirt
skirt.
on and stuff. Yeah, a skirt.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's like, you like what you see? And he's like, I guess.
Yeah, she knocks on his door and he's like, who is it? And he's like, it's Jen. Like, I'm here. And she proposes sex. And Charlie's like, oh, yeah, tonight's not a good night. I've got a big test I got a big exam the next day, and I've not even studied for it. And she's like, okay, well, I'm just going to grab my sweater. It's in your closet. And he's like, I took it to the dry cleaners.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
don't
right,
go
right.
in there. Don't go in there.
Because I'm a good boyfriend. I took your dirty sweater to the dry cleaners. And so does she open the closet or
no, the other woman just pops out.
The other woman
and
just
is like,
pops
who
out.
are you? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why was she in the closet? Like, what circumstances was she like, I'm just going to pop into the closet real quick while he answers
or
the
under
door.
what circumstances would
she'd be okay with getting in the closet?
Yeah, he's
because
like, oh my god, babe, real quick, there's Jen's at the door. You gotta get in the closet.
Gotta get in the closet.
And
And
she'd
she
be
was
like,
who
okay.
the fuck is Jen? Why do I have to get in the closet? Because Jen. Who's Jen?
Right. So the other chick, I don't know if we ever learn her name, or at least I can't remember it, but she's like, I'm his girlfriend. And Jen's like, no, I'm his girlfriend. And
The boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine.
yeah, I love it. That was,
That's how the song starts.
I know. That was perfect. I love it. Oh my God. Oh man. A great callback. Love it. So they proceed to convince Charlie that they're okay with getting into some sort of throuple situation. Or at least in that evening, a menage a trois.
Yeah, because he's like, listen, babe, I like you, and I also like you. So why can't we all like each other? Barf. Ugh. Are you kidding me?
So these two women, Jen and this other girl, I wish I knew her name. play it as if they are okay with this threesome situation. So they convince him to get butt naked. And they're like, okay, our turn. We're going to get naked now, but you got to close your eyes. And then they just, I don't know.
They twirl him around.
They twirl him
with
around.
his eyes closed.
Thinking that they're getting naked. They like brush up their coats on him. So they like, I don't know, give him the illusion that they're taking their clothes off and shove him out.
And they open the door. The door was closed
Right.
to the dorm room.
Right.
And they open the door and shuffle him out into the hallway naked, completely naked.
Total nakes.
And then close the door. And they're like,
Hey,
surprise!
got you, you fucking cheater. Ha ha ha. This is what you get for cheating on us. Yeah.
None of this would have actually played out.
Yeah, this is
IRL.
This is not a plausible situation.
The other girl's name is Nora.
Nora.
In the episode, Nora?
Yeah.
Okay, Nora. Thank you.
I looked it up on the internet. On my phone.
Good job. Good job.
You did good. That's your good deed for the day.
That's what I did. That's my contribution. Her name is Nora. Okay.
Yeah, so this whole situation is completely implausible. It would never happen in real life. These two women obviously planned this whole entire situation. Like Jen reached out to Nora and said, hey, Charlie's been cheating on you with me, or vice versa. Like he's been cheating on the two of us. So they hatched this plan to embarrass the shit out of him. But
realistically, it wouldn't have worked, because if they're plotting this scheme and Charlie doesn't know that either of them know about each other, and Nora is over hanging out, and all of a sudden Jen shows up at the door, but Charlie is unaware that Jen and Nora know of each other, why in the fuck would Charlie ever freak out to the degree where he stuffs Nora in a closet? He's like, babe, Nora, you got to get in the closet. Jen's here.
And that Nora would agree to get in the closet.
She'd be like, why are you putting me in the closet? Are you cheating on me? Like, why are you hiding me?
Yeah, like,
because
who am I hiding
is at
from?
the door.
Like, yeah.
Like, he would know that, and that wouldn't be his reaction to Jen being at the door. So it would never actually play out like this.
Yeah. Yeah, totally would not happen that way. But Nora, I don't know if we're going to see any more of Nora.
I don't think we'll ever see Nora again, but Jen and Nora, they hugged at the end, and they stole a Pinkerton CD.
A signed Pinkerton album, tossed it in the trash.
And a sweater and some other things.
Yeah, some other things.
Yeah, they like stole all of his like prized possessions and left him
naked in the hallway.
Naked in the hallway. And then they're like, high five. And then she's like, hey, Nora, you want to go fucking get wasted? And she's like, nah.
I kind of wish they would have.
I wish they would have.
You know what? I would have.
I would have.
If I were stuffed in a closet during this whole ordeal, I definitely would have gone and got hammered.
I totally would have gone out for a drink.
Yeah, they did this whole thing together. And then she's like, cool, I'm just going to go home.
I'm going to go wallow. I'm like, no, girl. No. You go out and go get drunk.
Murphy agrees.
Murphy's mad about it.
He's really upset.
He don't like it either.
And then they exchanged numbers or something, and they were like, okay, well, we'll hang out in the future.
Yeah, like, we'll hang out soon.
I don't think we'll ever see Nora again.
No.
Love you, girl. Bye.
We're never going to see Nora again.
I think Nora would have become one of my besties.
I mean, if she's willing to fucking do that whole plan and not be bitter towards the other
Jen, yeah,
towards the other woman.
I made
which women often do for no reason.
Right. I mean, I actually made a note of it that like this was the first positive female interaction between quote unquote strangers. Like if we think about Jen entering the scene in season 1, like Joey and her automatically had a frenemy situation going on. Joey was not kind to Audrey, in the beginning of their roommate situation in college. But this has been like the first, like I said, nice female interaction between two pretty much strangers.
Yes, you're right. We both have definitely been listening to everything you're saying.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I should point it out, but like Murphy's sitting on my bed and Victoria and Cyndi decided to wave at him.
And completely stop listening or paying attention to anything that we're doing here.
Peeking up over your papasan chair, looking at us longingly. Hi, Murphy. What are you doing?
Hi.
Her just chilling.
He's like, you bitches.
Her getting
it's
ready
time to go home.
Her getting ready for night time.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are still here. You know, when I get on the bed and curl up like this, that's a cue.
That's your cue.
To leave, and you guys never take the hint, and you just say way past your welcome.
Yeah, so we don't know what is to come of Charlie. We can maybe guess that he's, I don't know, out.
I don't think we'll ever see Charlie again.
Oh, we will.
Oh, you think so? Oh, you know.
Oh,
right.
You
know
pulled,
things
pulled
you
a
shouldn't
Cindy.
know.
You pulled a Cindy.
Stop cheating.
I didn't watch ahead. I read the butterfly.
Stop
notes.
reading all the butterfly notes.
I read ahead. I read ahead.
Oh gosh.
We
okay.
see him more. He ain't gone.
According to Victoria, Charlie is still on the
But
show.
I don't think we see Nora again. And you know, I'd rather see Nora.
I would much rather see Nora again.
Agree. I would. Yeah. On board with
but
that
whatever,
one too.
you know, I don't know. Charlie's just running around.
You sound like my mom right now.
I don't know.
I don't know. He's just, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. He's just, I don't know.
I think Charlie's on the show because he runs around shirtless half the time with his like abs.
Ooh, speaking
and
of like
pecs and
he's way
shit.
too skinny.
He's
Way too
really skinny.
Like the only reason he looks ripped is because he's skinny.
Yeah.
That's not muscle. That's just lack of fat.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
so
have
upset about it.
I mean, it's because it grosses me out.
Yeah.
It's gross how skinny he is.
If you have like no body fat and then you do like 3 sit-ups, then you're
gonna be ripped.
yeah, good for him.
Ugh, I don't like it.
I thought
like
his hair was grosser than his body, though.
I like my men sturdy. Like I need him to
Like a Southern boy.
like a Southern boy. Yes.
Some meat on your bones.
Like an NFL tight end, please. Thank you.
What does that mean? What's a NFL tight end?
What's a tight end?
You were like
My
an NFL tight end, and you were talking to 2 people who had no idea what that means.
I know.
Well, he's
I
got a
have
tight-
2 friends.
Tight butt.
I have
and
2
broad shoulders. That's what I'm
2
picturing.
My 2 co-hosts here know nothing about football. I'm the one and only football fan in
Who are
our group.
The big Z's that play in football. What are they? Defense?
Yeah, the defensive
Quarter-
line and
they're not the quarterback.
And the offensive line are all usually pretty big, but they're kind of big in like a chubby kind of way, you know.
What about the goalie?
That is not a thing in football.
Close.
There's not a guy that like guards.
Well,
there's
one guy that
the 50-yard line.
There's no
there's one
goalie
that
in football.
punts. There's a punter.
Yes, there's a punter.
Are they called a punter?
Yeah.
And they usually have like a ballerina's physique.
Yeah, they're also very
Svelte.
flexible because they, you know,
I didn't
they're
realize-
human.
That's all I know.
I didn't realize there was a physique requirement for different football positions.
Well, it's not a requirement. It just seems to be a trend. Like
but also it makes sense. Like if you're defense, you should be
big and bulky,
like a big brick wall.
Husky. Yeah.
But some of
yeah.
them are not husky. Some of them are actual bigsy mammals.
Right. Yeah.
big boys.
Yeah, they're big
like
boys.
real big boys.
Like I said, husky. They're husky.
But then, so what's yours is a tight end.
Mine is a tight end. He's on the offensive line, and he is somewhere in between as far as physique. He's in between an offensive husky lineman and the quarterback. Like he's usually pretty tall, and he's like beefy, but like strong. You know, like he could pick you up and like throw you over his shoulder and like carry you away. You know, like.
Oh.
Yeah.
And not like break a sweat or
And not
get
break a
winded
sweat.
doing it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And
Like-
then also have sex later without having a heart attack.
Yeah.
I can't believe tight end is like a actual name of an actual position.
Yeah, I'll admit I don't understand how the name of the position correlates to football, like why they're called tight ends.
They have tight butts.
But yeah, I would say a tight end is the type of dude that I mean, you can just Google tight end and see who pops up.
Don't Google
I've
tight end.
Googled tight end. It's too
I feel
late.
like if you Google tight end with safe search off, you might get a lot of
No, it's all
crazy
No,
results.
It's all football shit.
Football.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I could Google tight end porn and maybe come up with something different.
Yeah. Ben, yeah, exactly. All right. So
best tight end.
while Victoria looks up tight ends,
Rob
Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
there you
Oh,
go.
let me see.
He's number one tight end.
Let me see his tight end.
That's
Oh,
his-
but let me see his body, though. I don't need to
it's
see his
just
face.
face. I don't know. It didn't show a picture of his tight end.
That's what I'm trying to see.
I don't know. There. That's his arms. Those are nice arms.
Yeah, they're too big. That scares me.
No,
I think
like them.
in terms of football players, I think I might want a punter.
Yeah, they're kind of like
Tall. They're lanky.
lean. They're lean.
I like a big, tall, lanky.
Yeah, they're lean. You know, a little on the thinner side. I need my boys a little thick. A little thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
All
How
right.
much time do we have left?
Let's talk about thick boys for like 20 more minutes.
Okay.
So, I mean, the only other major thing that I wrote down in our pre-production meeting was Pacey's suspicion
Oh yeah.
is confirmed. So in the last episode, Pacey is suspicious that, or has a suspicion that his boss is having an affair, and it's confirmed in this episode because Jen has gone onto Pacey's boat to like complain and moan about Charlie and like what she should do, and Pacey's advice was like, you should get even, and that's where she hatches up that plan with Nora to embarrass him. But while they're on the boat, Jen like finds a random necklace, and Pacey's like, he makes up some, random bullshit excuse. He's like, oh yeah, that's just, I don't know what that is, or I know what it is, but no big deal. And I guess he gives it back to his boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like your wife
left this on the boat.
Right, knowing full well it was not his wife's necklace, but he's not trying to out anybody, so he's just like, here you go.
Right. But the next thing we see is the waitress that
Karen.
Pacey's been flirting with, Karen, is wearing the necklace, and Pacey makes a comment. He's like, oh, hey, nice necklace.
Nice necklace.
Nice
What is-
necklace, brah.
Yeah, and he's and Karen says like, "Oh yeah, it's something that my grandmother gave me or passed down from my grandmother, and like I'm so glad I found it because my mom would have been really upset. I lost it the other night." And Pacey's like, "Yeah, I know you did. I know you lost it the other night. I know exactly where you lost it too, on my boat.
On my boat while you're banging our boss.
While you're banging our boss." Yeah, so
Slut. Karen. Slut.
So that's still kind of in I don't know, in flux, I guess. I don't know, because Pacey hasn't brought it to anyone's attention. Like, he obviously hasn't approached his boss about it. He's not approached Karen about it.
I'm very curious as to where that storyline
So
goes.
he's still keeping it to himself right now.
That was that was juicy.
It's all gonna blow up in everyone's faces,
Yeah.
and then no one's gonna work at the restaurant anymore.
I wonder if Pacey's going to be worried about whether or not it's going to affect his job.
Oh, he's gonna lose that boat.
No, his job at the restaurant.
But he might
He's gonna lose that
boat.
job too. He's gonna lose all the jobs.
He's gonna lose everything.
All the jobs.
Oh no, poor Pacey.
Wait, did you read that in this
And then he's,
butterfly notes?
No, stop. Did you read it?
Victoria, are you speaking truth right now?
I just know that at some point in the future he ends up working in like a tech office wearing like a button down and in a cubicle.
What? How far ahead did you read?
It happens.
You know too much right now. You gotta stop.
Yeah, you gotta
have
stop.
to
I thought Cyndi was bad by watching ahead a few minutes.
Yeah, I would watch
But this
ahead
is-
like 15 minutes.
I just like to know where people's lives are going.
But we have to be on this journey together. Come on.
I don't know all the details. I just saw some pictures of Pacey in a cubicle.
You know too much.
Yeah,
We're
know
not
too
on the
much.
journey together
Yeah,
anymore.
we can't all work in a restaurant for the rest of our lives.
No, but
We can still be on this journey together for the rest
we
of our
can be
lives.
on this podcast journey together. You're
you guys-
jumping too far ahead.
But the show is so predictable. You guys really think that Pacey and this boss are going to be like chums?
No, but I didn't know
forever?
he'd be working in an office, wearing a button up.
Well, maybe that job pays better and it's more stable, and he's found stability, and he's grown as a man with his office job.
I just didn't need to know yet.
Well, I don't know all the details.
And you shouldn't know yet either.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, don't fight. Don't fight.
Oh, God, this is just...
You
we
want to
can't
get
get
this
so riled up.
Cyndi, you want to take this outside?
We can't break up basic teen TV this early in our lives.
I'm so mad right now.
Well, that was going to bring me to... I have another thing to ask, but now I feel like since we're beefing, maybe it's not the best time to ask.
Go ahead, Ash. Shoot your shot.
I'll shoot my shot anyway.
Never a bad time to shoot your shot.
The worst times are actually the best times to shoot your shot.
According to Dawson's Creek, yeah.
So there was another storyline in this episode.
Oh, really?
Audrey's mom comes into town.
Yes. Oh, my
yeah.
God.
That woman is a fucking bitch.
Way more important than fucking Pacey and his boss. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she comes in, and we learn from Audrey that her mom has been the source of all of her like body issues and self-esteem issues her whole life.
Right.
And Joey's like, I think you're being a little dramatic. And then mom comes into town, and mom is actually a huge bitch.
Grade A bitch.
Yeah. They go out to dinner together, Audrey, mom, and Joey.
Right.
And
well, because Audrey, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Audrey like begs Joey to come because she's like, I can't survive a dinner alone with my mom.
Mm-hmm. And mom is cutting down Audrey the whole time. Like everything she says is cutting down her daughter. And Joey kicks in, and she gives this whole monologue speech about how much of a bitch mom is. Later, Audrey thanks Joey for being, so supportive and standing up for her. And she says that Joey defended her honor. And it just made me think, would you guys defend my honor?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
If your mom came to you and was like, you're getting a little fat. Because that's basically what she said. She was like, oh, is that a cream sauce with your pasta? And Audrey's like, it's a mustard sauce. She's like, well, it looks like a cream sauce. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, let a bitch have her cream sauce. We just had a whole fucking conversation about cheese.
I know you would defend my honor when it comes to cream sauces.
I was going to say, of all
and
people to bring
sauces.
up the cream sauces.
But would you defend
Victoria.
my honor under any other circumstance? And I know we were just beefing right now. So that's why I was saying it might be a weird time to, ask if you would defend my honor under any circumstance.
I mean, what would your mom do that you would need me to defend your honor?
Well, maybe not even my mom, just anything.
I mean, maybe
on the street, like a stranger, or
definitely a stranger on the street. Fuck strangers.
Yeah, strangers for sure. I would
you
say
defend my honor against, I guess, like if my dad came into town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
for
met
sure
your dad, and I don't like him.
Yeah. Yes.
I would defend both of your honors.
Yeah.
We would all. I would hope if somebody was fucking
Anyone.
yeah.
The bodega guy, I would defend your honor.
Fuck a bodega guy. Fuck a bodega guy. God.
Hey, bodega guys do really, really great work. They work late.
I was going to say, sometimes they've got hard jobs because, like any service industry job is a thankless
They deal
job.
with a lot of bullshit.
Right, a lot of bullshit.
I wouldn't want to defend your honor when it came to a bodega guy because I really respect bodega guys.
Yeah,
but I would still defend your honor.
What's the bodega guy doing now?
I don't know. Not giving you enough cheese on your sandwich. I would still.
I'm like, I ordered a cheese sandwich. He's like, you want one slice of cheese? And I'm like, does it look like I want one slice of cheese on my cheese sandwich?
And
no.
Then we'd come
Fucking
up and be like,
load
give
that
her
shit-
all the cheese.
Load that shit
Yeah.
up, bitch. She didn't order a protein. Cheese is the protein.
I would reluctantly defend your honor when it came to like a cheese situation.
Cheese
Okay.
situation,
Bodega guy.
cream sauce situation, a white sauce situation. For
I mean,
sure.
I would like to think that we could all hold our own against the bodega guy who's not giving us enough cheese or cream sauce.
But you never know. You could have like a vulnerable moment. You just went through something traumatic. You have your period, whatever. You're drunk. It's late at night.
But to come to the defense of bodega guys, this is also kind of the like lovely thing of living in New York City is that you get to know your bodega guy.
I actually feel like the bodega guys defend our honor on a day-to-day basis. They do.
I mean, they do. I mean, that's one of the like, you know, hidden like loves, you know, because it's not something we like talk about our love for our bodega guy, but it's like we all have our own bodega guy.
And that was actually a bad example that I gave about like defending honor, because no one would have to defend honor, you know,
against your bodega
yeah,
guy.
because they're defending your honor by giving you whatever the fuck you want at any hour.
At any hour, but then like knowing what you want. Like I have a bodega guy who like as soon as he sees my face, he knows exactly what I need when I walk in. I don't even have to ask anymore.
I do not have a bodega guy, but you know what I have instead? I have a liquor store guy.
Hey,
And
same thing. Same
Same thing. He knows.
Same thing.
I come in, he's like, we don't have your vodka, but we'll have it for you next week. And I'm like, what should I get instead? And he's like, this one. And I'm like, all right. But next week you're gonna have my vodka, right? He's like, oh yeah, for you. We're gonna
defending your honor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, we're for you. You are keeping us in business with this vodka. You love vodka, and I'm like, yes, I do. Don't stop the flow.
Yeah, so I think bodega guy might have been a bad example.
It was.
Because here in New York City, your bodega guy is a very important person in your life.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm really not trying to be sarcastic. Like it's true. Like when you get into a neighborhood in New York, you find the bodega
And it's not just
like.
the bodega guy. It's also, I had this experience a couple days ago with a delivery driver from a restaurant that I order from a lot. So my buzzer has been broken this week. I don't know why, like it doesn't buzz at all. So my phone rang because I was expecting my delivery. And then I was like, hello. And he was like, hey, delivery for such and such. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I think my buzzer's broken. I'll just come down 1 second. And he's like, okay, cool. And then I got downstairs, opened the door, and he's like, hey, I don't know what's going on. Usually, I didn't recognize him, by the way, but he's apparently
But he recognized you.
He sure as shit did. He's like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I like hit the button a couple times and it didn't work. And I was like, yeah, I think it's broken. He's like, usually every other time it's fine. I just hit it and I come
every
right
other
up.
day when I'm here, I can just fucking come up to your apartment.
Yeah, he's like, every other time it's fine. I don't know what's going on. And I was like, I don't either. Thanks. See ya. Yeah,
No,
like we all have these.
I feel like
regulars.
that's pretty unique to New York and probably some other major metropolitan cities where like you know your bodega guy, you know your delivery person,
You know, your liquor store man.
you know your liquor store guy, and you have a mutual respectful relationship with these people.
Yeah.
Like they make your life easier, and you appreciate them for it, for sure. Yeah. So anyways, what were we talking about?
Honor, defending honor.
Oh, right. Joey defending Audrey's honor at dinner.
And we equated that.
Really.
Every third episode, you guys.
Every third episode. Yep. So yeah. But is there anything else we want to say about that?
No, I just wanted to know if you would defend my honor.
Oh, okay. Yes, we would.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you would defend ours.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. Well, so was there anything else with episode 6? What? Why are y'all giggling? I don't understand.
Because we're drunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I've been spending way too much time with the liquor store guy. That's why.
All right. So that was episode 6. Good job, guys.
Pew, 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 pew.
Nice. Good job. Okay. We're Basic Teen TV. My name is Melissa.
I'm Cyndi.
Victoria.
And we'll see you next week for episode 7. Right? Yep. Okay. Bye.
Bye.